in this coming election, and we will make sure that you are elected to come as president and continue the good works that you are doing and you did the people of Ashanti region and Ghana at large. So on this note, I would want to formally welcome you to this event, and I want to wish all of us the very best of the occasion. Thank you very much as I end my speech. Choboy!
Pachomumbo Nsoma, your regional secretary. NDC, oh say yeah. NDC, oh say yeah. NDC, oh yeah. NDC, oh yeah. Thank you very much. Indeed, the NDC is the most attractive brand in Ghana today. Thank you. Let's reduce the noise. Let's reduce the excitement, because we are now wanting to hear the message of change, of reset. Before that, let me acknowledge most humbly the presence of our Honorable Member of Parliament for our Sawasi constituency, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak. Honorable Marhaba the way, yeah. Thank you. Mutani Zongo Kunanan. Mutani Zongo, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Victory is coming. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, we are live on Wiser Television. Thank you. Vuvuzela, thank you, Vuvuzela. We are live on Wiser Television. We are live on GHOne TV. We are streaming live on many of our social media. Please follow us and send photos on social media. I'd like now to invite to come up stage the commander of the Women's Brigade of the NDC. You know it's not easy to lead and to mobilize for action, but it has always been activism and mobilization that has brought Ghanaian women this far. So when we have a dynamic leader who knows how to mobilize, how to get things done, we know we are in for victory. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us make noise as we invite upstage to give us our welcome address the commander of the Women's Brigade of the incoming NDC government, Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu. Let's Choboy. Thank you.
Choboy, Eyezu, Eyeza. Thank you very much. They call him the flag bearer. I call him my president. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama are able, capable and available running mate, and my vice president. Some say you are the next president of the Republic of Ghana. I say you are the vice president of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajaman. Nananom members of the diplomatic community, civil society, organizations, our leadership, our first Minister for Justice and Attorney General, my own mother, and a patron of the Women's Wing, Ma Betty, our former appointees here present, our members of parliament here. I recognize Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, members of the National Democratic Congress, our regional executives, my regional lieutenants, and all our esteemed supporters. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you all to this significant event here in the heartland of the great Asante Man. Thank you, Kumase, for the exceptional hospitality. Today we gather not just as members of a political party, but as a community united by a shared vision for a brighter future for Ghana. We are here to amplify the vision and goals of the NDC as outlined in our 2024 Manifesto, a document that embodies our commitment to progress, inclusivity, and empowerment. We have long recognized that the strength of a nation is measured by how it treats its women. Therefore, we have always been at the forefront as a political party advocating for gender equity and social justice. Successive NDC governments have demonstrated, I believe, that women are the backbone of our communities, the guardians of our families, and the drivers of our economy. My Chief of Staff, I salute you, sir. In the past, women in numerous communities proudly earned a living through agriculture, trade, industries, academia, and many more to support their families. Women were not just tolerated, their views were sought after. Yet, our voices have been stifled under this NPP government. Women's empowerment has become a joke under this NPP government. How does a government justify sanitary pads as a luxury goods, adding period poverty to an already disproportionately, multidimensionally poor demography, when the same Harvard University, whose diplomas they flaunt around, ceaselessly, strongly advocates for free sanitary pads to end period poverty. Furthermore, the sanctity that our collective traditional values accord to motherhood is defiled as a pregnant woman was arrested in a Rambo-style operation by this Nana Addo Dankwa Bawumia government. Her crime was that she protested the government's deafening silence and complicity in the ongoing Galamsey menace. She wanted nothing more than a Ghana where she and all women like you and I will give birth to babies without deformities and access to clean water. As a national women's organizer of the NDC, I resolutely believe that the disaster of the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, those of us who seek to restore Ghana to her glory, must be decisive and sincere. Our manifesto is more than just a collection of policies. It is a testament to our dedication to creating a more inclusive and equitable society. We aim to empower the women of Ghana, ensuring they have the resources and opportunities to thrive. Think back to the dawn of the 20th century, when the British Empire sought to extinguish the flame of the Ashanti pride. They heard gold and greatly demanded the golden stool, the very essence of our people. In the dark hour, it was not a man, who rose to rally our nation. It was a woman, Nanaya Asantua. She did not falter. She refused to bow. She led her people with the fierce resolve of a mother protecting her child. In many ways, our Ghana today faces its own threats. Your Excellency, these threats, they are not from foreign empires, but from forces much more insidious. A small group of her own children, for whom he suffered in childbirth, nurtured with her breast milk, fed with her food, and developed with her scarce resources, have embarked on unprecedented corruption, moral bankruptcy, socio-cultural perversion, greed, and depraved urges. Today, my sisters, our golden stool is Ghana itself. The soul of our nation, our motherland, is under siege by an ungrateful class of her own children who have done and continue to do the unthinkable to her without remorse. Elements of the Nana Addo Dankwa Bawumia government and their cronies rape and pillage Mother Ghana and stash her loot in foreign lands. We cannot accept the status quo. We must rise up and demand a change. We must rise up and support the John Dramani Mahama, Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman's call for a reset of Ghana. There's a set of virus in our nation. We need to rise up and wipe them out and support the John Dramani Mahama's government to reset our nation. The NDC and John Dramani Mahama recognizes our power as women to build and transform this nation. His choice of Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman represents a watershed moment in our democratic politics. The message is loud and clear. John Mahama sees you. He values you. He understands our struggles. He sees through our pains and shares in our aspirations. He knows that for us, for there to be real transformation and meaningful development, women must take their rightful place in the political leadership of our country. That we must have a capable voice that represents us and advocates for us. Professor Nana is that voice. The voice of the women of Ghana is the voice of the nation. She is our mother. She is our auntie and a sister. One of our very own, determined to make us count. She is an ample evidence that any woman, including your daughter, your sister, my daughter, my sister, and our mothers, can someday rise to occupy one of the highest offices of the land. This is our time, women. We must grab this chance and make history come December 7th. As I stand before you, I'm filled with hope and determination as we embark on this transformative journey, a journey defined by strength, resilience, and dreams of the Ghanaian woman. We gather here not just to hear the voice of women, but to declare our unwavering commitment to a future where every woman, every girl, and every mother in Ghana can rise to their fullest potential. We stand together, united by a vision of what could be a vision of empowerment, equality, and opportunity for every woman. The NDC is here to tell you that we see you, we hear you, and we stand with you. We are here to tell you that our manifesto goes beyond mere promises. It is a declaration of our intent to rewrite the narrative of the women's lives in Ghana. Your Excellency, finally, we are marching on a mission to build the Ghana we all want so that you can reset our nation for us. Our flight, which will carry our voice to every corner of Ghana, is beyond and beyond is the vow. That is the voice of women, which represent the voice of the nation. The NDC manifesto contains a detailed roadmap to guide our season pilot, John Dramani Mahama, his co-pilot, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, the stewards and the grand crew, the National Women's Wing that I lead, are mobilizing women from all walks of life for a massive and supportive turnout at all election 2024 airports, which are the polling stations. Your boarding pass is your thumb to imprint against the number 8, 24 hours divided by 3 shifts, 3 people, 24 hours divided by 3 is 8. To print on the number 8 on our parliamentary candidates, look for the umbrella. This is all we need to approve the J&J for flight takeoff on January 7, 2025. Together we are ready to take Mother Ghana on a flight into a season of national restoration and reset and growth. Thank you very much. I ask you, stand with me, I stand with you, and stand with the NDC. With GHOne and Jane, our voices on the ballot, our daughters are on the ballot, our professional women are on the ballot. Let us come together as members to amplify the voice of women on December 7 and march forward to victory. The voice of women is the voice of the nation. I'm a woman, you are a woman, we are women, we have a voice, we represent the nation. We follow the GHOne and Jane to reset Ghana where our voices will be heard. Thank you very much. You're welcome to the voice of women representing the voice of our nation. Thank you very much.
Doctor, thank you very much for the nice message you delivered. Indeed, the voice of women of Ghana is indeed the voice of the nation. Eyezu, Eyezu, Eyezu Zazu, Chaboy, Chaboy, Abusiafo, Sabre. Chaboy, Chaboy, Abusiafo Sabre, Yawayen Nananom Penifobia, or Mabekaya Hua, Yenu Omudi and Jumedie, Yawananaya Edichumwa the second, I have for Kenya say number 1 of my hema, Nana Yamawakwabo, Nana Jabe Afrakuma Sewa Kusi, Obodum Nana Agogoma Hema, Nana Akwabo. Eyezu, I'm from Ahima, Nana Efia Amponsa, Nana Akwabo, Ada Krache Mahima, Nana Yamaunsu Akwaba, Ohiniri Amapojua Brago, Dia Yang Kwantahima, Nana Akwaba. Nana Sewa Bosu, Nana Yamau Akwabo, Amantim Mahima, Nana Ata Sewa Ampim, Mabahima, Nana Yamau Akwaba, Eyezu Zazu, NDC Mawaho, NDC Mawaho, Afiya Baji Abano, Eyezu. Eyezu Zazu Abusiafo Sabre Yawoye Nuaba Oni Yemba be church media kitwebi Oba Bewe Awensam Edi Atraye Eyezu Eti Yemfansambo Dedeyo Esha Yeni Ayeniaba Emefa
The woman, Oba, Mami, Eno, Mamle, Awo, Davi, Madam, a peculiar creature, feminine in nature, fierce in stature. With every life she impacts, she leaves her signature. They call her a weaker vessel, I call her a stronger trestle. She bets the weight of the nations at her back. She nurtures lives, she builds communities, she bets nations. Society calls her fragile and weak. Society says she should be quiet and meek. Society says she can talk but not too much, she can talk but not too loud. Society says her place is not the big room, her place is not the boardroom, her place is the small rooms. Society says her place is the kitchen. We've come a long way to fight our ways out of the confined walls of the kitchens just to fly. Yet society says we can fly but not too high. We can dream but not too big. We can shine but not too bright. We can make money but not too much. We can laugh but not too loud. Really? I am not here for a pity call for women. No, this is not a gender battle. This is a call for action. And it takes two. For this is the way of nature. This is the way of life. The man and the woman. See, the truth is, women have always been in the system, but they've just not been noticed. Like many unsung heroines who need to be brought to the light. Right now, we have one. Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang. Agyemang okujene man nufutabra ba mansa nyina no manunsuo oba tampa. She's not Ben Carson, but she's God-gifted hands. I said she's not Ben Carson, but she's God-gifted hands. She's not Messi nor Ronaldo, yet she strikes through the nets of injustice. She's not a soldier, but her voice that's louder than the AK-47. She's not thunder, but her voice is accompanied by lightnings brighter than a million stars. She is a healer of a million scars. She's not Albert Einstein, but her brain is a brilliant flame. A brilliant flame that fine-tunes ideas into actions. She is her. A woman. The woman. See, she rises with strength and authority. She's jack of all trades. She's got so much creativity. She's got the ability and tenacity. She calms chaos and brings unity. She holds the sisterhood together with solidarity. Some say she got a fragile heart, but she shows so much durability. I know her for her productivity. See, Professor Jane Nana is no stranger to us. She's been with us. She's been a past and present servant, from chancelling the lives of students to fortifying the foundations of our education. And now she is here. She seeks to do even more. Talk of advocacy, talk of education, talk of human rights. She has done more and she seeks to do even more. Not once, but twice will she continue to fight. Will she continue to fight till our beloved nation sees the light? Fortunately, the pace has been set. Yes, the pace has been set, and with cues from our beloved Nanaya Sanswa, Ama Ata Edu, Rebecca Dede Aite, Hannah Kujo, she is here to continue, stepping in the footprints of the pace setters. And she is here today in the Asanteman. She is here today in the Asanteman. Wa maso obetua nansesem, wa maso obedi obia hofel, oba so obejin kranshe.
She's here to draw inspiration from the land that breeds courage and resilience. She's here not for herself. No. She's here not for herself, but she's here for the nation at the brink of starvation. Just like the reckless kid who gets hurt after carelessly playing, we as a nation have been wounded and just like that stubborn kid who still needs the touch of his mother on his wound, we as a nation needs the touch of a woman on our wound to get healed. Not only to get healed, but to regain our strength again. Not only do we need a woman's touch, we need a woman's voice. Not only do we need a woman's voice, we need a woman's heart. We don't just need a woman for a show. No. We need a woman who knows what it means to sow, who knows what it means to sow in this land of reckless hope, who knows how to sow in this land of hopelessness. And she is here. Nanaya Santwa is no more. Amata Edu is no more. Rebecca Dede Aite is no more. Hanakujo is no more. But you are here. I am here, and Professor Nana is here to make the nation we want, to make the Ghana we want. Mesdames, Moissez.
Another round of applause. Thank you, Emefa. That was brilliant. Moyedena Jembeba. Moyedena Jembeba. Moyedena Prof Beba. Moyedena Prof Beba. Yeah, Moyedena JJ Beba. Thank you. We're moving on. We are live from the KNUS Great Hall where great things are happening today and history is unfolding right before our eyes. Before we move on to the next item on the agenda, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of all our Ashanti Regional Member of Parliament as well as MP candidates from other regions. Can you please rise so we acknowledge your presence? All our Ashanti Regional Parliamentary candidates. Amen. I see Dom Kwabenya from Greater Accra. Eli Klim, thank you. I also like to acknowledge Vuvuzela, I beg you. We love you. We know you love us, yes? Thank you very much. To all our women organizers from across the country, please rise and let's acknowledge your presence. The dynamic women organizers of the NDC, they are creating movements on the field. Thank you for the hard work. We see your hard work. We recognize your hard work. We are also live on Joy News now. We are live on the Busia FM, on TVXYZ, on Power FM, Class FM, and Accra FM. They are all picking this program live. So please, be smiling nicely so that when the camera catches you, your friend will call you. I just saw you on television. Thank you also very much for your presence. I'd like to also acknowledge the presence of FOMWAG, which is the Federation of Muslim Women Association, Ashanti Regional Branch, represented by Fatimat Yasmin Apiedu. FOMWAG, thank you for coming. We appreciate your presence. Right. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Nana Ekia Efriye III, Amwafo Manhima, Yadamwasi Bebre, Nahimamu, Yadamwasi Bebre. Next on the agenda, we're moving on to the message. And I have the singular honor now, ladies and gentlemen, to invite to speak on the topic of health and hygiene in the 2024 NDC Manifesto, a great woman, a professor, You know, we have the men and we have the women, not like Yanom. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is a double board certified surgeon, general, trauma, burn, reconstructive surgery. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology from the University of South California and a medical degree from the University of Wisconsin, a master's in public health with a focus on international health management at the Johns Hopkins University. And she is a licensed to practice medicine in California, Michigan, and Maryland, USA. She runs a private surgical facility in Accra. She is the founder of Healing Hands Organization, an NGO providing medical care to the underserved. And she is so many more. I can't call and say all of them. She is also proudly the 2020 NDC parliamentary candidate for Esikado Ketan constituency, and she is set to win that seat again this year, inshallah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the podium Professor Grace Ayensu, the dynamic professor.
More music on trendybeats.com.
His Excellency, our flag bearer, the next President of the Republic of Ghana, our one and only Prof. Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, my own mother, and the next Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. The woman warrior who in her quiet resilience has broken several glass ceilings for all Ghanaian women, an exceptional role model for Ghanaian women. Honorable Julius Deborah, honorable members of parliament, Dr. Hannah Bisu, my big sister, NDC National Women Organizer and her two deputy women organizers, national executives, regional chairman, regional women organizer. Please allow me to single out my Western regional women organizers, Council of Elders, Nananum, Nanabahimanum, all present and all protocols observed. Good morning and hello to everyone. Minyanoma Santifo, Mimawanachi Wajima Hinwa. My name is Professor Dr. Grace Ayensu Dankwa. As my sister said, I'm a medical doctor and specifically a surgeon specialist, a professor of surgery. I am also the NDC parliamentary candidate for Esikado Ketan constituency and the next MP for Esikado Ketan constituency. Today I want to talk to you about a critical aspect of our society, an aspect of our society that really deserves attention, that is women's health and well-being. As you all know, women are the backbone of our communities, and our health and well-being are essential to building stronger, more resilient families and societies. Despite some progress, women continue to face significant health challenges, including a limited access to quality health care, gender-based violence, mental health stigma, reproductive health disparities, work-life balance struggles, and it is therefore important that we prioritize women's health and well-being. One, by increasing funding for women's health research and services, promoting education awareness on women's health issues, supporting policies that advance women's health and empowerment, encouraging self-care and stress management practices, and fostering inclusive, supportive communities. Promoting women's health awareness requires a multifaceted approach. Over the past 5 years, Ghana has recorded a total of 4,315 maternal deaths. In 2023, infant mortality rate in Ghana was 33.7. That is 33.7 children died per 1,000 live births. Maternal mortality is 263 per 1,000 live births. This means that we have a long way to go. These and other challenges undermine the holistic development of the Ghanaian woman. The NDC well-being and health policies aim to address the unique health challenges faced by women throughout our lives, from reproductive health services to mental health support. The NDC and our flag bearer, as well as the next president of Nkrumah's Ghana, yes, our Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is dedicated to creating a health system that prioritizes the specific needs of Ghanaian women to ensure we lead healthy and fulfilling lives. Central to our health and well-being policy is the promotion of preventative health care, education, and access to essential health services. We are therefore poised to advance the health and well-being of working Ghanaian women. The next NDC government has pledged to construct a state-of-the-art 500-bed specialist children's hospital and fertility center in Accra. More funds. Ghana's growing population of young children requires specialized health services. There is a limitation on medical facility in that none of them focuses exclusively on pediatric care, and this has resulted in overcrowding and inadequate care in our general hospitals. This specialized children's hospital will provide specialized care, offering services such as neonatal intensive care, pediatric surgery, oncology, cardiology, and other critical health services for children. Infertility affects many couples across Ghana, but limited access to affordable, comprehensive fertility treatment. The establishment of this fertility center as part of this facility will ensure that Ghanaian women and families have access to the most advanced fertility treatment and supportive services, including genetic counseling and reproductive health services. This will be a major step in cementing our family values by providing couples with a much-needed health in conceiving. The Kolebu Teaching Hospital and other major health facilities are overburdened with patients. By constructing this specialized hospital, the pressure on these facilities will be relieved, ensuring that both children and adults receive more focused care. With our current unemployment rate hitting double figures, this new edifice will not only create numerous jobs for health professionals, including pediatricians, nurses, fertility specialists, and administrative staff, but will also serve as a training hub for future medical professionals, further boosting Ghana's healthcare workforce, in essence reducing our doctor-to-patient ratio. In conjunction with our 24-hour economy, this facility will provide sustainable jobs for all. In Jumapankwa, women will not suffer, nurses will not suffer, and doctors will not suffer. This 500-bed capacity hospital, dedicated specifically to pediatric care and fertility services, is a complete game changer for Ghanaian women, improving healthcare outcomes through specialized care. The next NDC government will also provide free sanitary pads for female students in basic and secondary schools. Ensuring access to menstrual hygiene products, especially sanitary pads for adolescent girls, especially in rural and inner cities. Menstrual hygiene management remains a critical but often overlooked issue that affects adolescent girls across Ghana, particularly those from underserved communities. Many young girls face significant challenges in accessing sanitary pads due to financial constraints. This lack of access can lead to absenteeism, poor academic performance, and in some cases, school dropouts. In rural and inner city area, the situation is even more severe, with girls missing school up to 5 days of school each month due to inadequate menstrual hygiene supply. The NDC will provide free sanitary pads to all girls in basic and secondary schools. This initiative will be fully funded with a dedicated budget allocation to ensure a continuous supply throughout the school year. In addition to providing sanitary pads, the NDC government will implement comprehensive menstrual health educational programs in schools. This will include training teachers to educate students on proper menstrual hygiene management and breaking the stigma associated with menstruation. Special attention will be given to girls in rural and inner city areas where access to menstrual hygiene products is limited. We will also work with local governments and NGOs to ensure that girls in these communities have consistent access to sanitary pads and health education. To ensure sustainability and boost the local economy, the NDC government will provide the establishment of manufacturing facilities for sanitary pads. This initiative will create jobs, particularly for women, and reduce the cost of sanitary pads in the long run. By providing sanitary pads, absenteeism caused by menstruation, leading to better academics and higher retention rates of girls. Access to sanitary pads will improve girls' menstrual hygiene, reduce the risk of infection, and promote overall well-being. By addressing menstrual management, the NDC is committed to creating a more inclusive, healthy, and empowered future of all Ghanaian women. In a nutshell, period poverty will be a thing of the past. As we all know, women often bear the brunt of inadequate health care, not only for ourselves, but also for our children, our spouses, and our family members, as we are often the caregivers. To relieve this burden on women, the next NDC government will establish the Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, Mahama Care, to support the cost of care for persons with chronic diseases, such as kidney dialysis, the next Mahama government will establish the Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, Mahama Care, to support the cost of care for persons with chronic kidney diseases, on dialysis, cancers, and other heart diseases. The next NDC government will introduce the Food for Health initiative. This is to educate the public on the health and nutritional benefits of indigenous Ghanaian foods. The next NDC government will scale up regular screening for cervical, prostate, and breast cancer and encourage self-screening. The next NDC government will prioritize the completion of remaining CHIPS compound under construction and build additional CHIPS compound to ensure quality delivery of health care services to rural and urban poor dwellers. The next NDC government will introduce a free primary health care policy for all Ghanaians who have access to CHIPS compounds, health centers, clinics, and polyclinics. The next NDC government will commence the establishment of market and transport station clinics to provide basic health care for traders, passengers, drivers, and the general public. Minyanimo asantifo, me papa Mahama can say, Sena Baimba, obeye market bia, obeye clinic woho. Na clinic no, ebe boye emanu. Na Yoba na wuton ade wo dwom anase wu kodi dwa obema wo clinic a wudu dwom na wo yemu ye wo ya ye bema we duro free. Ose market bia e wo Kumasi ha tisia na market na minua bema mpoboye na clinic ni wano obeye clinic amamu na mwapo mu dinsem no wa hyemu kina. The next NDC government will introduce their Oniado on Enupenia mobile medical and dental services. The next NDC government will be the government of the people, for the people, and especially the women of our beloved Ghana. I will end by reminding all of us of some key dates pertaining to women's health. International Women's Day is on March 8th. Women's Health Week is May 10th to 16th. World Menstrual Hygiene Day is on May 28th. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is in October. Cervical Cancer Awareness Month is in January. In conclusion, let us all work together to create a world where women can thrive, free of health disparities and societal barriers, to build the Ghana we want by resetting Ghana for jobs, accountability, and prosperity. Thank you. God bless us all. Minyanuma santifoya damwasio. Nyamishra munina. Na omaye apomute. Na omaye nkwatintin. Medamwasio.
Choboy. Eyezu. Mami Grace Ayensu Prof. Nyami Show Bebre. Sabre and Semda Obeka Chaye. John Dramani Mahama dear. Ono ye the nation builder dada. Ezu Sabre Nipa Edru Nesono. Eye yeni aye mame Lamisi Mavis Abapili. Ye mame ye former General Secretary Ghana Union of Professional Students Social Entrepreneur. Participants Ghana Stanford University overseas. A member of 2023 Escort of Federation Young Leaders Program, spokesperson on jobs, NDC 2024 Manifesto. Eyezu, Sabre Yefa Dede ya ene sembo, Efensha yeni ayadi enyina, Mavis Lamisi.
Ships, minutes after they took I from the bottomless pits.
Thank you so much. President John Dramani Mahama, our incoming Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman, our very able women organizer, Dr. Louisa Hannah Bisiukote, Nana Nom, and all protocols duly observed. We are here today to speak about policies. 2,154. No, I'm not talking about the amount of money that has been stolen from us. No. 2,154. is a year. The UN Women reports that it will take about 130 years for us to achieve gender equality when it comes to positions of power, higher positions of power. That is what the UN Women report says. 2,154. After 130 years, where would you and I be? 130 years. This is not because we don't have competent women. Come on, look around you. Nananum are here. Our very able women are here. Look around you, look at yourself. This room oozes of competence. It's not because we don't have competent women. We have competent women. So why do we have to wait until after 130 years? 130 years before we can achieve gender equality when it comes to attaining the higher positions of power. No. We don't have that time. Which is why our incoming president says he is holding the hands of Professor Jenana Opoku Ajiman. That seat, that high seat, a woman must sit on top of it. Yes. Whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not, come January 7th, we will have a female vice president. Inshallah. Now, like I said, let's speak policy. The NDC has always been a party of brilliance. There's no doubt about it. Today, you hear a lot of professors speak. You hear a lot of brilliant young women, like myself, come to this podium to speak. So we've always been a party of brilliance. That is why we speak policies. Now, the problem of the 130 years, there are two schools of thoughts. One school of thought says that we should allow women advocate for themselves. They don't need to be supported. The other school of thought says we need to handhold women because they have suffered years of marginalization. And if you have a president who in 2019 went for a conference in Canada and he told the world that the women of Ghana are not dynamic enough to hold power. The women of Ghana, you and I, are not dynamic enough to hold power, which includes his wife and his children. We are not dynamic to hold power. Then what sort of a president do we have? Do we have a president that supports women achieving the higher position in power. And if you have the opportunity to vote for a man who is hand-holding a woman, a competent woman as that, don't you admire Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman? Please, don't you admire her? If you have a man who is hand-holding a competent woman and taking her to the Flagstaff House, which of these people would you give your support to? Come December 7th, it is a choice for women or people who support women, a party who supports women, a president who supports women, and a party you already know. You already know what Arthur Kennedy told us when the choice for President Kufuor to pick Hajia Halima Mahama came up. We already know. But when our president, incoming, chose Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman, not once, twice, presented her to the party, we said yes, it is time for the women. It is time for the woman. The time is not tomorrow. It is now. Women, the time is not a decade after today. It is not after 130 years. A woman must be at the table. Because a woman knows a woman. She will speak for us at the table. Not only is President Mahama promising us a woman vice president. Minyanom, President Mahama is telling us that when he becomes president, come January 7th, amongst his appointments, 30% will be women. A minimum of 30%. Let me just explain this. Maybe we didn't get it. 100 women. If we have 100 women, 30 of them, minimum, will be appointed from the women. Is this not exciting news enough? So when we get to the ballot come December 7th, and we are given the opportunity, President Mahama, my mothers, my sisters, my aunties have brought me here to tell you that because of your commitment to women, come December 7th, we would also show our appreciation. Come January 7th, January 8th, when you give your speech, you will not forget that women like my mothers, my aunties, myself, the young ladies stood up and fought and said, our time is now. We are with you. December 7th, we will show you why we are with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Lamisi Apeliba. We're moving on very quickly through the rest of the program. Next, we have a speaker who is also a professor. NDC, we didn't come to play. And she's a professor in the biological sciences. I like to plead on our vuvuzelas because the message is important. So whilst the person is speaking, kindly, most humbly, reduce the talk and the noise so we can take the message back to our communities, the message of hope. Why? You reduce it, they know na yentie nsemna yede ba for mbana mo Ghana no. Medamu nyina se se mo ati ase amayen. Na menhira mo pi. So next, Jamamu anti ohu. Me pamocho. Please, vuvuzela. Me pamocho why? Me pamocho. Medamu ase why? Meche mu t-shirt. Inti munye di mame. Thank you. Next, we would have a presentation on environmental sustainability by Professor Esi Ewua. She's a full professor of environmental health and sanitation at KNUST. She's a former head of Department of Environment and Technology, and she has done a lot of training for a lot of engineers and environmental scientists in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome her with a round of applause, Professor Esi Ewa.
Declare the glory of God. Day and night, they show his power. When I look at the heavens and the hands and the things that God has made, what is man that God should consider him? He has given him a lot of powers and given him authority to rule over nature. Oh Lord our God, how excellent is your name in all the earth. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. I really feel so happy to be here and to talk on environmental sustainability and what the NDC wants to do about it. My dear brothers and sisters, what we are going to discuss is very important, because without that there will be no Ghana. And I would like to reiterate on some of the things that has already been said. Our ecosystem is groaning. It's crying for help because we have abused it. We have destroyed all our water bodies. There is no water. I went round and I've seen that the waters have been polluted and we are taking it in indirectly. Where is the water that was used in preparing the kenke you bought, the ayeke you bought? Our research have shown that the vegetables we are consuming even have mercury in them. We are having deformed babies. Who cares? And unfortunately, there is a deaf ear on all that is happening to the present administration. My prayer is that we as women will stand up. Look, if there is no water, it's the woman who suffers. The woman has to make sure that there is water, but there is no water. And the surface water we are seeing is going underground. Don't think that your borehole is clean enough. I would like to take this opportunity to thank President Mahama. Honestly, I appreciate him so much to select a woman to be the vice president for the nation. We are very grateful to you. And I forget to mention that Sister Nana is my mentor. She is the first female vice chancellor in Ghana. I am the second female vice chancellor in Ghana. And it was during President Mahama and Mills administration. The things we did are enormous, and I cannot count all of them. I will not say much because we are all aware. And if we sit down and do not speak against Galamsey now, there will be nothing. It is in the forest that we collect the medicines we are using. The local people are really suffering, and something must be done. As women, we have to stand up and speak against it. Galamsey, at least, as it is now,
It's a threat to gender and our children. It appears we have sold this nation and its sovereign wealth for dirty profits. Many of you don't know that Ghana is very rich. It's not gold only. We have all kinds of precious minerals. And if we manage them well, this country will be the richest on the planet. Do you see how shocked we are whenever we read that our forefathers gave gold to the white man? Now, 100 years from now, when we were given our gold for gunpowder, now we are giving our gold for dirty soil, for contaminated soil. We are acquiring ill health. We have people who do not care about the environment. This galamsey must stop. And our mining communities must work again. They must become the focal points for building sustainable communities. They should be safe for our women. GHOne Mahama and the NDC knows how important that is and are willing to go to the full length to ensure that mining is done in a way that uplifts our communities and preserves our environment for ourselves and posterity, and not the way we are entering our reserves and destroying them. So, what is the NDC doing now? We must bear in mind that any fight won against galamsey will be a great victory if we do not remove the bottlenecks of bureaucracy on mining licensing. The reason is simple. The current centralized licensing regime breeds corruption. So, the next John and Jane Opoku-Agyeman government will decentralize regulatory and licensing process for artisanal miners, implement a tree for life reforestation policy, and a blue water initiative. Also, John and Jane, their government will ensure that mining operations are not done in unapproved areas such as water bodies and forest reserves, and will make it compulsory for concession holders to rehabilitate areas negatively impacted by their mining activities. We are seeing that in all this, women should play a role. The administration of the NDC incoming will also further wage a war against the use of cocoa farms for galamsey and reclaim degraded cocoa farmlands. We must stand up against the government for the harm visited on us and our families. John and Jane will lead this fight for us, and we give them our unconditional support. We are very, very grateful, and we pray that God will anoint them for exploits to save our nation, Ghana. I want to thank you all very much for our attention. Let's stop galamsey right now.
Hey, Aminim say Papa John Dramani Mahama ba yensa say any yesu ensuano eni besa te kroje te sade na owa bem no na ensuo no eni tie sabre yemfa sembo eni dedeyo ehia yene ayade nyina parliamentary candidate for Obuasi West yeni ayade nyina Obapa Fosti Love Kenny Obapa Fosti Papa Fosti Eyezu
Zaza, Woyemizu, Ehejo. I want to see all women out. Ehejo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the incoming President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Midende, Fostilove, Apia, Kenny, Mayor, parliamentary candidate for Obuasi West, and incoming MP for Obuasi West. And I mean, someone may Babekano, may Kasa Afa, and Ma Omuye Efum in Juma Ehu. And see, Yabeka Kasana Frafra. Yakabra for Kakrania di China Womuza. Today, I want to talk to you about an initiative that is not just a policy. I want to talk to you about empowerment, innovation, and the future of agriculture. Said ya mekaya no ya babeka yemfuo mu nsem ehu ena ya hwe ya Ghana ha se ya yemfuo mu nsem atete apansam ya papa nana Dubai ya waso obebua yen no ode aduane ato ye table so ena dien ena yehu e wo Ghana ha yemfuo sem nyina aye basa eduane mpo a yebedie kura eho ayeden ye bre ewo Ghana ha ema titiru ye huna mane sa ade chenso a emema ni nyina hwe yen ema sa ye de eduane ebetu table so ama wo mo adie nanso yemfo mu nsam enyina ye basa ena ye hwe agriculture niama ye de bre yen ewo ye mpesua so ye nkrom a mete Obuasi enti mi wo 9 villages and ase nkrom kitua esemase sa ye hwe fertilizer crampo ye de ma wo mo no sebie so sebie nyaado aye den ama wo mo yemfo mu niama esei akate atiesi yenkoko so eniama bebre na esei wo yenkrom kitua mu yet this government is say obua efomufo ye bre metua mensamosono then metua mensamosono the agriculture in our nation. Let's dive into the numbers first. Did you know that the women constitute nearly 50% of the agricultural labor in force in Ghana? Did you also know that that is us who produce nearly 70% of the food crops in the country? We are a diverse collective of ever resilient and questioning people that just want to build our homes, educate our children, change our lives, contribute meaningfully in society. And is this too much to ask? Where aya din say ye baby sir? Abusuafo aya din say ye baby sir? It surely isn't. The one most important factor we need in this quest is land. Asase a ye betimi die dua ye niema ye numa ye enukra mpo ye nya. Thus we have been deprived for the reason other than the fact that we were born women. Despite producing more than half of the food crops in Ghana, we own just 31% of agricultural land. Yeni bi ketewa bi mpo ene yɛde ma yɛn. We continue to be locked out of access to credit and inputs for farming. Yet, when food insecurity strikes, we are expected to make meal out of scorched crops. We were expected to keep our families fully fed. And what we did, the NPP and Bawumia do, they said they implement planting of food and jobs. Ayampa, a common day, a common day, Yamre, Amayan Su, Yakoya Kitina Yamre. Yet, our agricultural sector continues to suffer. Food insecurity in the north is wiping the measure gains of small-scale farmers, mostly women. In anything, the program has offended limited access to agriculture, credits and inputs, even in aligned the pockets of cronies with all gotten wealth stolen from our sweat. The painful truth is that our living standards haven't declined, almost half. That is 40% of women in our rural areas have become multi-dimensionally poor. In the face of this request injustice, the resolve of the Ghanaian woman remains stiller, our spirit and his heart unbroken. And our quest for growth and prosperity is our cause. Our dreams to own land, gain access to agricultural inputs, other important factors of production will never die. For we know deep down in our hearts that it is our sweat, blood, and toil that produce the bulk of the food crops cultivated and consumed in the country. So the voice of Ghanaians must be heard in all corridors of power, that our sweat will not be in vain, so that we can have an ample say in the decision that affects us. I am enthused and I am sure we have accomplished women all the tickets of our great party who understand the plight and struggles and embodies our aspirations. Professor Jainana Opoku Agyemang, our incoming Vice President of Republic of Ghana, will be the voice of our struggling women, farmers, and fishfolds. With her, John Dramani Mahama, who will be filed, so that lost years in the years of pain, lack, inequality, which have often chastised our passion in agriculture and more. Yet, NDC for say yeba be ye yemfo nyuma ne ye yadi bibia ba beto mopuno so na monsa kanema mu hia a modi be ye mu mfo yemfa niema ne nsie na yemma so ma meton emfa mamo te sade esesia NPP government eton ade mamo no yen NDC for yeba yadi mfo mu nyuma ne nyina no yadi bremo wo mopuno so yenton emfa mamo. They have good news for you and for every female farmer or a fish folk across the length and breadth of this once great country. They will launch a Women in Agriculture initiative so that we too can have equal and equitable access to land for farming. With the initiative, GHOne and Jane and the NDC expand access to land, the agricultural zone, and other financial support. Ya Papa John Dramani Mahama say, Oba oba beso ekuafo nyina asene na sika ye hia enema ye hia no ode amayen enu nti dia ye ka kire mu nyina ne se December 7th ema nyina yenka ye humom na yensori wakasesie ni enya jumaden na yemfa NDC His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene ye maami Jane na opoku ajeman yemfa ne mra power ne ye ba power ye form nduma nyina ebeyeye. God bless you all.
Oba first. Yada si bebre. Sabre. Die edru ni swa. Oni ye eba beche ni timu pono. Eyezu. John Dramani Mahama. Ensano nyuma wayenu wa santimem. Wosi market ejedie. Across Ashanti region, Sawuba, Tafu market, Ewaha, Aswasi market, Ewaha, Aswasi market, Ewaha, Aswasi Waha. Afe, Dia Edwin Iswa, Oba Bekasano, Eye de Kejetia Dubai, Kejetia na John Dramani Mahama Dene Sano Edema Santemai. Enei ofriso phase 2 of Kejetiano eda susiwa anwini ni si esiho sabre yedi sembo yedi bedayo edi shia yeni ayenana pokuya Kejetia Central Market hima na wadi na nuja ababedi eso choboy Yenya dede fashiana na kwa isa wabano. Choboy! 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 Choboy!
Nananum ahemafo amowa ha Yera Mahama Yamame Nana Jane Any NDC fo amochia mu wa ha Yamama kwaba ede ba asante memu eye Kumase ha Mepa cho ye frame na pokuya Ami ye jadini ewo Central Kumase Market. Ami wo Dubai. Yera Mahama. Yebejina ha eya chaupa. Ena ejadifo yeden maw. Yepa wuchau. Yepa wuchau pa. Esan say yede na adwadifo a yawo Ashanti region ha. Yede de ni anim ne MPP aban. Yenim NDC aban bia. Esan say yesi wo mu firi yediem. Enti wo mu nana yewo wo mu. Yebu yenigu enepa wo yema Asante manfo nyina. Modia MPP, Eddie Amas and mine. Yangina Yabaja to Musay, Sir, we as Antiman Jinawa, a judge and the cross antimine. Now so Munsha the MPP are buying Eddie year as antimine. 80 year Mahama, yet the chopper, yet the Kotosre, as I was saying, Madia Chamuno, and Chamuko. Manso, Yakabia, a womb, Yakabia, a ye. Yansha Yan Kumas a mine, and I said, Yansha a jar. Yara Mahama Nina buying Abessi, Amma Kumas a mine. One nam Yara, Pajobon Suso, and to Popia and Twata, and to Ano, and NDC for Shia Ama a jadi for Abijinama Casa Seda. Nansu Yania Bre, a son say Yensa Esifom. Ye Mayura, Don Dramani Mahama, and in our buying what say, ye jadi for Yadi support a brewam 100%. And near my pa and I do power woman a man. A man nine son for so. Yen himself Oceano, Obeyo. Now, or ba, ya this red dear back on the say. Ye rapper Jobonsu. One will bet me a sissy a jack. I would draw Ediama and ma. And to ya this and say on some fan and mara. Now I'm a boy a jadi for. Papa, Madame Crazy so. Near me can is a whoop catch a mammy Lordina say. Now him off for a word jump. I say yet Chiano. Now I feel back to a young man in sense for that. Kuchu, never man who said, and ma, and so at time, Madame Munina was
Nana Pokia, Yedawase, under the umbrella of John. It gives us security, gives us protection, under the umbrella of John. Pachayento, under the umbrella, under us protection under the umbrella of John. Eyezu akatamanso ehejobodo. Thank you. Yadamoase. On 7th December, me pacho ukotu abana umbrella no nkwana yehwehwe. Uhu umbrella na wahwehwe handsome John Mahama. Pacho munka na mintie handsome John Mahama. Na modi mo vote no ade amano eyezu eza ukoju parliamentary ballot no so a na wahwehwe either your handsome parliamentary candidate or your beautiful parliamentary candidate. Uhuna na wahwehwe umbrella no obehwehwe den mo hwehwe den colorful umbrella no red, white, black, and then green. Uhu ana aye den udu ko chromati power no e de atiso za eyezu eza na kenya sa elephant de ko he me ba mo show elephant de yetimi de ye adwuma mane ye elephant de ko he elephant enya forest na wo so mo ye be pam mo nyina sanko forest ne so me ma me no me adamo ase baby ayedri. We have 2 more presentations before we wrap up. We will call on Professor Goski Alabi. She will speak to us on the Women Development Bank and economic empowerment. After her, we will listen to Afi Agbenyo, who will speak to us briefly about NDC social protection issues. Then we would hear from our mother, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman. Please, let's welcome Professor Goski Alabi with a round of applause.
NDC, Samisi NDC, Miss Remo, Yanjisu, Ya Yebida, Yabesan Ayabium, NDC, Yabesan Ayabium, NDC, Ya Yebida, Yabesan Ayabium. Thank you very much. Our infatigable nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, our President, our mother, the woman I call Big Sis, a woman of many firsts. We are thankful to God that the NDC gave you as a voice to the women of Ghana. Fellow women of Ghana, friends of the media, all protocols observed. I am very happy to be part of today's event, because it is another milestone towards our journey of resetting Ghana, the resetting agenda of Ghana, and I am happy to be part of the Voice of Women agenda or initiative. The Voice of Women, the vow, is the vow of the NDC to the good women of Ghana. It is our vow to the women of Ghana. Today, as we gather in this room, what the NDC is saying is that we have not come with a mere promise, but we have come with a plan of action, a concrete but fluid plan of action. Because we understand the struggles of the Ghanaian women. We understand the needs, the expectations, the anticipations, and the aspirations of the good women of Ghana. And so we have come to say, we have a package for you. But that package is a testament, because it is said that when somebody promises you something, ask his name. For us, our name is Yayebida. And as we heard from Nana Pokua, we have done it and we will do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, when I graduated from university in 1997, I was a young woman with a lot of hope and anticipation. I had written several letters and I was waiting for responses. But as I waited, as a girl, I knew that I couldn't be idle in waiting. So I wanted to start something as a typical woman. But the challenge was capital, money. Where was the money going to come from? Some people decided to introduce me to the local women who loan money, the lenders, for people who wanted to start their business. And when I got there, I was pleasantly surprised. There was the woman with the money by her side, a bottle of beer and a glass half filled with beer by her side. And she said to me, "Now, what is your name?" I told her. "Who are your parents?" I told her. "Do you know the conditions for getting money from us?" I said no. She said, "Listen, number one, when we give you the money, every month you would pay us 10%. So at the time, I wanted 10,000 Ghana cedis. If they gave it to me, I would pay 1,000 cedis every month to them. Number two, when they give you the money, it means that it will be discounted by 10%. So if you asked for 10,000, they will bring 10,000 and in your presence take 1,000 off and give you 9,000, but you owe them 10,000. I listened to the conditions and I said to myself, this is not possible. I had to do something. But eventually, I got a group of women, NDC women, elderly women, coming to me to say that there was an initiative called the Business Assistance Fund Initiative at the time. It was the Business Assistance Fund that bailed me out as a young lady to start my business. We all know that when you have a brilliant idea but you do not have money, that idea cannot go far. And therefore, the NDC has prepared for the women of Ghana the Women's Development Bank. This Women's Development Bank is more powerful than the Business Assistance Fund. It is a bank that will be dedicated to women's businesses, to empower women, because when we have money in our businesses, we would have money in our pockets and we can put food on the table for our families and be able to pay our children's school fees. So the Women's Development Bank is another of the first that the voices of women is bringing to the women of Ghana. So on the 7th December, I call on all women of Ghana. I call on the youth. I call on the women in universities. I call on the ladies who sell by the wayside. I call on the women who are working in the farms. I call on the professional women who want investments for their side businesses. I call on them to vote for the Women's Development Bank. Under the leadership of His Excellency and His able Professor Nana Jane. Nyemenye kanyemenhu. Nyemenye tituri kawanyeme waname kawan bi ye. Wadomo mene binena wankanyake. NDC akeka noko hembae. Nina kainie eji Women's Development Bank. No chika gile she ninya fon shikie ne kaya ake shika ba wonye nuchu mwami bona fe ni na nuchu moye ayemu nye fe Ghana ye fe nye twa ni omanyaba ni wakadempemo ape wa Women's Development Bank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Nyerado.
No, yes, the Women's Bank, you know. AC Woki to B. Emma Bank Naya de Bano. AC Woki to B. Ayazu. Sabre, dear Edwin Swa. Oni a babedi Jumano. Yetunsa, Afre, Yenia Yadiena, Afi Abenyo, Social Welfare and Family Protection. Yapansamboshane kwaizu.
John Dramani Mahama, Your Excellency, Bema Osi Adieyo, Yedawasi Bebre, Oba Kukudrufo, Obinfo, Nana Opoku Ajiman, Yedawasi Bebre. Thank you very much, Dr. Hannah Bisu, for putting all of us together with your able deputies and all the women organizers. Yadamunyina Asi, Yamishra Mubebre. For all the phenomenal women, and Makukujufu Amunyina Mwaba, Ayeshemu Aha, Jumedie, Ayababedi, Esipimu, Yadamunyina Asi. NDC Maya Bahaya Banaboko. Yasem ni sing. Yasem ni se ema Ghana ma ye nyina ye hu hia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na owon sempa bi ema Ghana ma. Enu nti na ye nyina ye gina ha. Ye fre bibi se multi-dimensional poverty reports Ghana Statistical Reports. Ghana Statistical Service. Eya omode eba Ghana eyen hwehwemu a ekire se Ghana fo no ye nyina ya setene mu tesen na no omode hwehwemu yi baaye no omusi se ufa Ghana ebusua bia edua 4 a eye enan ye wo ohia bubrom Yentumi ntwaduane ya ho kyereen ena ukodwom se wo kwa akotwaduane a uto no tomatoes 200 ochina obekọ no na ye 250 ensem we nyina eha yewra John Dramani Mahama 200 now Ghana man 250 ensem we nyina eha yewra John Dramani Mahama because say ohia bubro beti Ghana ma de na che so ohia bubro atiye nyina fi se Ghana ma ye ne ye hye ebusua so enti osidien osiso ohia bubro ti Ghana ma na nkwala nsoe na mpanyimfo omu ni adwuma nsoe. What do you think is their situation? Enunti ena sometimes unso bi wa ho awenyi oni adwuma ye nti no na ye bo ne beyie ye na nanu man kesisi ye mo mutena fie a ma ye nyansa me sister kan say ye wo fie na sasemba ye se yekobisa abrewa enso hie nti emrewa bebre wo ho a ye kasa mo ye beyifo na nte saa enu nti no ayakayaka dia ye de ye mrewa a ye fro mo ebi mu bo mo abeyie no Yera Dramani Mahama say obetwa so no obetwa so obeye ne sen ni obeye ne say which comes in krobi ohono ma obehu say ya bubo dan kakra ni ye de ye nananom akọ ye so mo ya beifo osisa nema ni na so betwa esubecha na say ye besi baby a ebe boa ye nananom no mesua insanu djuma na ya shom so mo wenura na ya ma omo anomo mu nro ya shom so mo beba be kan bo medi agro ama oma sitne mu aya sitna pa eno na brofu mu no ye kan ya ye say we will transform alleged witchcrafts into viable community wellness centers. Enti mitremu obrofu mo amunti chi no na mwate. Osanso say injanka eni omo mu ni bia nkwala obehu se no mu nam street so se kwan so besi omo sa kwala nkeso so ko school no na onko mi akọ school omo so omo hi aduane enya aduane eno no ya hro ne brofu mu say we will establish orphan and vulnerable child support schemes as a special vehicle to create a safe environment for children who are on the streets, children who have been trafficked, and internally displaced children. Bebesa medi asemba ko esuka ho. Eya na efie bi wo ho a obanko a ne hye akwala no ebi wo so amema nko a ba bebre na abo so ba baako ene hye ebi wo so so ana be ma no onfa emoa emba ema ye mfa hye akwala no eno ni se sakola ni hye eda obaako so a eye din enti no brofo mu no ya hye se a eye vow a ye magana for emma especially ene se we will establish child maintenance service bureau which will support children who are living apart from their parents and make sure that the parent who is not living with the child is able to contribute significantly for the child's care. Epamucho akama sembaako asembaako no ehia edwadifo ehia yen ayepam niema ntare ehia yen ayeko ejom kodija ehia ye friend is saying oma omko efuom ehia yen nyina efi se obehu se ye nsa no nyuma no ebi wo hono ma ye be ye nsa no adwuma ne saa na ye nyin enso na ye ni sika ye de hwe ye ho obi wo hono ya be adwuma obehu se na wewie wa ye 60 wareta atare we obi a your friend say who informal sector ube hu say obi wo hono ma wawie oya aban adwuma ntino onya 60 years na say opon adwuma ye ma no pension enso ya yensa no adwuma no ye nya pension eno na ye John Dramani Mahama say obia oye adwuma say wo ye wonsa no adwuma na nsen emebuo ni ye bibia ye friend content creators and influencers ye nyina ye wi a ye nya ye pension na say wo ye wonsa no adwuma esese ye nyina ye kase money wo yo say wa ye adwuma pa eno wonti na ye de money yo aba a special pension scheme ema ye nyina ye yensa no adwuma 27 December midin crab bremo say ye nyina ye beji atunu say Ghana ma ye maame mo omu hwe omedwuma hwe no munya 60 years omu timiji omo pension say ye be ya ye nso meburu ye mbre enhwe ye maame mo so bebre but eno ne say omu di omo pension kakra ne so ye de esika ba ene wo kwoto aba say unim baby a wo kwoto no wo kwoto aba wo hwehwe umbrella no na wo de wonsa esi ho nyame nhira mu nyina ma akukudufo mo wo Kumasi Asante mani na nyame nhira mu
eda se afia gbenyo moye de na je mbeba moye de na je mbeba medamo nyina se ye we are almost there. And so what is the youth of Ghana saying to our mothers? I'm going to call upstage to give us a call to action directly to His Excellency and Professor Jane. And ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Priscilla Abra and Yaba Nelly.
Nananom, Yamamenom,
come here.
2016, me winning Ghana's most beautiful no. And my queen, my miko ye crown ketwane so. Now wushe mabawa any yamamenom winning monyam. Nenam ejuma anyho, any ohienti aka omwashe. John Dramani Mahama, any yama mi Jane say, omuba be ma ejuma, omuba ema yesa akoyano, ama efie ajo. It come 2024, December 7th, yanto apano, ama omo, nama ema yenye biedi.
Professor Jainana Opoku-Agyeman, in August 2015, at the Forum of Heads of Girls Senior High School, I was opportune to present a bouquet to you to officially welcome you to that event. I could recall with my trembling hands, I have this bouquet to give to you. I was so scared. And you asked me a question. You asked me what I wanted to become. I had dreams, yes, but I was unsure. My vision was unclear. I froze. You smiled. You looked at me and you told me that I could become whoever I wanted to be and that I could become a value for myself and to Mother Ghana. I have the privilege and the honor to stand here today, Professor. I am not where I want to be, but with your inspiration, I believe I am getting there. Just as you inspired me 2015, almost 10 years ago, I am standing here because of your inspiration. Anytime I feel unsure about myself, I remember the encouragement you give me, the inspiration, and I know there are thousands of young ladies who are going to be inspired by you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor of my life to introduce to the podium a woman who was the former head prefect of Wesley Girls High School with her name on the Compton Bridge, former head of department, former vice chancellor, former minister of education, former chancellor of the Women's University, and who holds many